What's up YouTube, Silver Dragons here, and in this video we will be covering the difference between bullion, semi-numismatics, and numismatics. So let's do it! Thank you so much for watching my video. I do sincerely appreciate it. If you want to learn more about investing in precious metals, or if you just want to watch awesome videos about gold and silver, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so this is one of those questions that I get all the time. What's the difference between bullion, semi-numis or semi-numismatics, and numismatics? It's really important to understand the difference, especially if you're just starting out in, for example, silver stacking, so that you don't make any mistakes. Now, there is a little bit of a gray area and overlap within some of these. However, after you watch this video, I think you'll have a much better understanding of the terms and what they mean. So first off, we're going to talk about bullion, and to do that, I've elected the help of my good friend and fellow YouTuber, Salivate Metal. Take it away, Sal.
For most of us, when we think of bullion, before we started accumulating precious metals, it was something very far out of reach. But then, when we started accumulating, we realized that this is essentially what is defining gold and silver bars. And the term bullion itself is derived from the French bullion, meaning boiling, and it referred to creating ingots or bars from melted raw materials such as gold and silver. But bullion is typically determined by the value of the precious metals contained therein for those bars. You know, those bars are held in storehouses and depositories, and essentially are contracts held in large format, such as 100-ounce gold or 400-ounce silver or 1,000-ounce silver, very large unattainable sizes. But what you can see here before you are very attainable sizes that one might consider to be bullion in these bar forms. But bars can also be just one way to accumulate bullion, because as defined, it is essentially the value defined by the precious metals contained therein and the purity. These particular bars have a very high purity, but gold and silver can also be accumulated in coin form as well, such as you see here. And they come in various different sizes and potentially shapes as well. But gold and silver bullion can come in coin form as well. Essentially, what makes bullion what it is the weight and the purity, and cannot be limited to just bars, but also coins. What is that purity? Well, for most places, it's 99.5% or higher, and for coins, it can be 90% or higher. So things like constitutional silver is one way to accumulate bullion. So in other words, this could be considered bullion because of its price tied to its weight. And that is the clear definition of bullion. It's a fixed price based off of the weight and purity of the metal contained therein.
So there you have it. Bullion is basically coins or bars, and the value comes from the weight and the purity of the precious metal that they contain. Now, if you want to stack silver or invest in silver, then bullion is pretty much your best option. It's not the only option. So now let's talk about semi-numismatics. And to do that, I've brought in the help of another good friend and fellow YouTuber. You might know him as Stormy from his channel Empire Precious Metals.
Thanks so much, Dragons. When it comes to semi-numismatic coins, not only are you looking at the numismatic aspect of a particular coin, like the date and the condition and the rarity, but semi-numismatic coins also has value based on the bullion. So whether it be a 3/9 or 4/9 fine silver coin, or if it's a gold coin. I prefer to buy semi-numismatic bullion because it allows me to buy and sell for tremendous profit, which then I allocate those profits towards building my own personal stack at a faster rate. Now, semi-numismatic coins are also awesome in that you have a wide range of subjects and designs and things that you can buy that are specific to your own collecting habits. So I prefer stuff like Marvel, and I love Star Wars, obviously, but you could get the Simpsons, shipwreck coins, there's the Greek gods, there's all sorts of different semi-numismatic coins which go up in tremendous value a year, 2 years after they are released. Just another example right here, you have the Coin World magazine, which features yours truly, about the Wolverine era. Now here you have very similar, in fact, identical Wolverine coins, but when you flip them over, you have a 2021 Wolverine coin, but then you have a 2018. This is an actual error, which I and one of my friends discovered. And so these became very, very collectible and very, very expensive. So when it comes to semi-numismatic coins, I highly suggest that you start getting into them, start enjoying that collectible side of the coin stacking hobby. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Dragons.
So there you have it. Semi-numismatics get their value from the bullion they contain, but also the collectability or numismatic aspect of the particular coin or piece. They're extremely fun to buy. I gotta say, I am hooked. And they can go up tremendously in value. So if you know what you're doing, you want to put in some time and research learning them, you actually can make money flipping them. For example, here is the V75 American Silver Eagle that I bought from the US Mint last year, and I believe these were around $70 when they came out, but now it's worth considerably more, especially because I got it graded and it did receive a perfect grade. So much more value in this than just the bullion. Now let's talk about numismatics. The dictionary defines numismatics as the study or collection of coins, paper currency, and metals. The terms numismatist and coin collector are basically synonymous. However, numismatics don't just encompass coins, they do encompass paper currency as well. Now, here's a few examples. I'm not a huge collector of paper currency, but I do think it is fun. Here is a date on the serial number, 2012-05-12. So that's pretty cool. And if you're a collector, you might enjoy stuff like this. The value doesn't come from the metal it contains. These don't contain any metal at all. They're just collectible. So here's a few other examples. We have this seated Liberty $50. And this does contain silver. However, the value of this coin mostly comes from the rarity and collectability. So this is a numismatic. There are some that are a little bit tricky, like this Morgan dollar, and some people might even say Morgans are semi-numis. However, semi-numismatics are a branch of numismatics. So numismatics do encompass semi-numis, and there's kind of a gray area. If a coin's value is mostly tied to the rarity and collectability, it's probably a numismatic. If it's sort of in between, then it's probably a semi-numi. Here's a really cool dragon coin from Great Britain. This is not made of gold, but it is super cool. I'm not sure what this is made of. Maybe manganese or some alloy or something like that. And when it comes to collecting coins, you can actually get these really cool albums. These are super popular. Here's one with some of the pennies that I've collected over the years. Really fun stuff. We got the flying eagles up there. Awesome. And these don't contain any precious metals, but they do have value and they are super fun. We got Jefferson Nichols. I brought this one out because this is actually the first coin album I got when I was a little kid. So I was probably 6 or 7 years old trying to find all these pennies and throw them in here. And this really started my passion for the hobby. So that's a kind of a cool little album there. Definitely going to hold on to that one probably forever. Pass it on to my kids someday. But there you go. That's the difference between numismatics, semi-numis, and bullion. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those down below in the comments section. I want to say a massive thank you to Salivate Metal and Empire Precious Metals for joining me in this video. If you want to check out their channels, I highly recommend you do so. Lots of great content from them. And I also want to say a massive thank you to you so much for watching my video, and I will see you all in the next one. Silver Dragons out.